A great man once said, "Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right." And after hundreds of hours of research into the human mind and our psychology, I can certainly confirm that your self-belief plays the biggest role in whether or not you achieve your goals. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you the 2 reasons why you don't believe yourself. And the first one's pretty easy to figure out and reframe. The second one is harder, but it's actually much more rewarding, and it'll take you a lot farther in the long run. And it also includes a story about Kobe, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So I'm excited to share that part with you for sure. So the first reason why you might not believe yourself is because you look at your past and you see failures where you may have actually succeeded. You see, a lot of times our successes hide themselves as failure because people like us usually set very high standards for themselves and what they want to accomplish. And when they don't reach those high standards, they consider their efforts a failure. Instead of seeing how far they actually came and how many successes they had along the way, they view the whole thing as a failure, and therefore they don't have self-belief in themselves going into a new project or a new goal in the future. An example of this for me was, as a football player, I always viewed my football career as a failure because I always wanted to win a state championship ring and I wanted to start on a football team in college. And I never reached either of these goals. And so I viewed my whole football career as a failure, not appreciating the fact that I was quarterback for the #1 ranked team in the state for 2 years, not noticing the fact that I got over $50,000 in football scholarships to go play quarterback in college. All of that I was blinded from, and I still considered myself a failure because I didn't win the state championship, which was our #1 goal, and I didn't start in college, which was my #1 goal as a personal player. And by looking at it this way, I viewed my whole thing as a failure. I didn't appreciate the fact that no one expected me to start, no one expected me to go that far, no one expected me to even be good. And I came such a long way from where I started that looking back, it was a huge success, but I always viewed it as a failure because I just didn't live up to my own expectations and the expectations we set as a team. And so you can take this in your life and look back on your past and think, are there any failures that are actually successes in disguise? Are there any areas where you haven't been able to give yourself credit or give yourself a pat on the back because you just set insanely high standards for yourself? It's definitely possible. And if there are, then you can rewrite that story and realize, oh, that actually was a success. I came from such a long way where I started, and to where I ended up, that was a huge success in itself. And for me, that was like being like, oh, no one expected me to start. No one expected me to succeed, and I did. And then no one expected me to go to college, and I did. I got $50,000 in scholarships and a free degree. That's crazy. And the second one, which I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about because it's so powerful and it allows you to lay a foundation for unprecedented success in your life. Even if you haven't had past successes, it's almost better because it puts you in a position to succeed and build a stronger foundation than anyone around you. And that is by gaining evidence. If you don't believe in yourself, it's because there isn't evidence for you to believe in yourself. So you can't just start believing in yourself without evidence. And so we have to create that evidence by stacking small wins, by setting small goals and achieving them. And so a great analogy that came to mind when I was thinking about this is a story I heard about the greatest basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. A lot of you probably know him, the Black Mamba. He is arguably the GOAT. But what a lot of people don't know is that when he was a kid, his dad, when he was just a little toddler, baby Kobe, and his dad was first getting him into basketball, he got him a rim that was way bigger than the average side rim. So even his just like play rim, it had a huge rim. And a lot of people thought, like, why would you have a huge rim? It just makes it easier for the ball to go in and not as hard. And what his dad knew that these people didn't know is that by making a bigger rim and having him make all of his shots, it created this expectation that every shot that he took was going to go in. And that created a level of confidence and self-belief that stayed with him. As he got bigger and taller and the rims got taller and smaller, he still had that belief that every shot he took would go in. And maybe he didn't make every shot, but he still had that belief and made way more shots than he ever would have had he not had that belief. And so if you guys get where I'm going with this story, this is something that we can do in our own lives. By setting small goals, ones that we know we will achieve, hence having a big rim, we can start having that belief, checking off every single goal on our to-do list, checking off every single daily goal, every single weekly goal. By making them achievable, we begin to get a level of belief in ourselves that can transfer over to bigger goals. So maybe you start on a daily goal that's just something light. Then you can set a bigger weekly goal and you achieve that. And then you set a monthly goal and you achieve that. And you start to have this belief that every goal that I set, I'm going to achieve it. If I write it down, I'm going to make it happen. And that is when you get in this cycle, this feedback loop that will just drive you to crazy levels of success and improvement, you guys. And this is great because once you have that belief in yourself, you can take on bigger and stronger goals, and just continuing to knock them off and achieve them and achieve unprecedented success that you may have not even thought was possible before. You unlock the power and the force of your mind. And so moving forward, I encourage you guys, if you take route number 2, start setting small goals. You always have to write them down so that when you accomplish it, you can go back and achieve it. And you have to make it specific so that you know whether or not you achieve the goal. There can't be any gray area within this. So if it's to meditate 20 minutes a day, you can't just say meditate more. You have to say, I'm going to meditate 20 minutes per day every day. And if you do that, then you know you achieved it. If you only did 10, you didn't achieve it. And so this transfers into like literally every area of life. Right? So like if I want to start a business, or then to this week, I need to start my website and get it up and running by the end of the week. And that is a specific goal that I know that I will crush because I did it last week. And so if you guys want help with this, go check out that website because that was a win for me. And I will hop on a call and we will start setting up your goal setting plan for you to start crushing your goals too, stacking those small wins and building the foundation necessary to create your dream life. I really hope you guys found value in this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.